Good morning. This meeting of the Louisiana Tax Commission is hereby called to order. This meeting is being held at the offices of the Louisiana Tax Commission at 1051 North 3rd Street, Suite 225, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The date is Wednesday, March the 8th, 2023, and the time is 10:01 a.m. Please call the roll.
Chairman Shahardi,
Here.
Commissioner Potier,
Here.
Commissioner Jeffers,
Here.
Commissioner Vercher,
Here.
Commissioner Wood,
Here.
5 present and a quorum.
Thank you. There being no old business to take up at this time, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes of the March. We've done them separately, haven't we? Signed them separately? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll move forward and ask for approval of the minutes of the March 1st, 2023 meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of the minutes of the March 1st, 2023 minutes.
We have a motion for approval of the March 1st, 2023 meeting. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. I'll now accept the motion for the approval of the minutes of the March 2nd, 2023 meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of the March 2nd, 2023 meeting.
We have a motion to approve the minutes of the March 2nd, 2023 meeting. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. I will now move on to consideration of change orders.
Chandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today we have a total of 1,420 change orders. Staff has reviewed those change orders and requests to approve 922. Place 37 in pending status and deny 461. Reasons for rejection: in Jefferson Parish, 1 in Jefferson Parish per assessor's request, 2 in Jefferson Parish for applying a homestead exemption on a LLC, 1 in Jefferson Parish for not providing an occupancy date for homestead exemption. 457 in Orleans represent a supplemental role. We would like to deny all change order requests from Orleans which reference a supplemental role. 71 submitted for the first quarter supplemental role and 241 submitted for the second quarter supplemental role, plus 145 submitted for the second quarter. Staff requests approval of these change orders.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, please.
I would move that we approve 922 change orders, place 37 in pending status, and deny 461 for the reasons given.
We have a motion. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. We'll now consider prior pending change orders.
Chandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today we have a total of 47 prior pending change orders. Staff has reviewed those change orders and requests to approve 43 and keep 4 remaining in pending status. Staff requests approval of the prior pending change orders.
We have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we accept staff recommendations, approve the 43 prior pending change orders, and place 4 back in pending status.
We have a motion. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. All right, we'll now move on to the appeal portion of our docket. I'll ask anyone who's planning on testifying today to please stand up at your chair to be sworn in as a witness.
Mr. Blanchard, can you please unmute yourself?
Hey, Danny, and do you have a camera you can turn on?
I'm having some issues, trying to turn it on. It's not cooperating.
Hey, Nicole, can you please unmute as well so you can be sworn in, please?
Can you see me?
Nicole and Danny, I'll administer a note to each of you. I'll indicate to you individually to affirm the oath and state your name after I've administered it. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony you're about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Nicole,
I do.
state your name.
Nicole Singley.
And Danny,
I do. Danny Blanchard.
thank you.
Move on to the appeal portion of the docket. First, we'll take up the appeal of Catherine McHugh, Errol Williams, and the Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 22-22174-005. So I'd ask the parties to please come up to the microphone up here to be able to testify. Ms. Alvarez, go ahead.
Good morning, Commissioners. The Assessor's Office will agree to the tax commission staff appraisal value. I believe the taxpayer communicated the same.
Yeah, we have an email from the taxpayer saying they accept this. This office is in agreement with that also.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Just give us a moment.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hoffman, we can consider this as a mutual settlement between the parties. We have it in writing from the taxpayer. Yeah, okay. All right, we have an agreement between the property owner to accept our staff appraisal. We also have an agreement with the assessor's office to accept the staff appraisal as well. Let's put that value on the record so that we all make sure we're doing the same thing. The land value in our staff appraisal is $55,800. Improvements, $384,200 for a total of $440,000. Is that correct, Mr. Alvarez?
I believe so. I'm just trying to pull up my file right now. Yes, sir. It's 55,000, I'm sorry, 55,500 for the land, 384,200 for the building, for a total fair market value of 440,000.
The land was at
I'm sorry,
55,800.
55,800. I didn't bring my glasses, sorry.
You're giving away your age. The land, same total value.
Yes, sir.
The land's at 55,800.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we have a agreement between the assessor's office and the taxpayer. Do we have a motion to agree to the consent between the parties?
Mr. Chairman, I move on docket number 22-22174-005 that fair market value be set at the agreed upon value between the taxpayer and the assessor, setting land at 55,800, improvements 384,200, for a total fair market value of 440,000.
All right, we have a motion. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. Again, one moment. We'll now consider the appeal of Brett Sanborn versus Assessor Errol Williams and the Orleans Parish Board of Review. Docket number 22-22176-003.
Chairman, I think we've come to an agreement. Brett Sanborn.
Go ahead, Ms. Alvarez.
Yes, sir. Commissioners, the taxpayer and the assessor's office have come to an agreement. We asked the tax commission to set the value at the Louisiana Tax Commission appraisal value, 69,000 for the land, 158,000 for the building, total fair market value of 227,000.
All right, and Mr. Sanborn?
I agree.
And you're in agreement with that
Yes, sir.
value? Okay. All right, we have an agreement between the assessor's office and the taxpayer. We have a motion to adopt that consent agreement between the parties.
Mr. Chairman, I would move on docket 22-22176-003, based on the agreement between the taxpayer and the assessor's office, that land value be set at 69,000, improvement value 158,000, for a total fair market value of 227,000.
All right, we have a motion. Is there any objection to the motion?
No, sir. I just had a quick question for Ms. Al.
Okay. Does it have to do with the settlement or?
The taxes that have been paid on it already.
Oh, we could give me a call a little bit later and we'll take care of that.
All right, no problem. We have a motion. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. All right, we'll now take up the appeal of Jacob Tromerton versus the Assessor Errol Williams in the Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 22-22176-005. Mr. Alvarez?
Yes, sir. I spoke with the taxpayer and our office and the taxpayer agreement. We asked the tax commission to set the value at the Louisiana Tax Commission appraisal value, 59,300 for the land, 270,700 for the improvement, for a total fair market value of 330,000.
And taxpayer, are you in agreement?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Tromerton?
That's
Okay,
correct.
you're in agreement with that value?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we have an agreement between the assessor's office and the property owner taxpayer. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Please go ahead.
I would move in the matter of docket number 22-22176-005 that the value be set at the LTC staff appraisal.
No,
as-
well, let's adopt the agreement between the parties, not the staff appraisal.
I would move that we adopt the agreement between the parties and set the fair market value, land 59,300, improvements 270,700, for a fair market value total of $330,000.
All right, we have a motion. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted. And I'll take up the appeal of Jacob Tromerton versus Assessor Errol Williams and the Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 22-22176-006. One moment. Mr. Alvarez, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I spoke to the taxpayer and we've come to an agreement to set the value at land 126,000, building 784,000 for a total fair market value of 910,000.
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. I mean, yes, ma'am. I apologize. 126,000 for the land, 784,000 for the building, for a total fair market value of 910,000. Coincidentally, just so happens to be an appraisal value.
I'm sorry, I was on the wrong docket number.
I got you.
All right, Mr. Tromerton, are you in agreement with those numbers?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we have an agreement between the assessor and the taxpayer for a total value of $910,000. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, please go ahead.
I move that on docket number 22-22176-006, that we set the value at the agreed upon amount by the taxpayer and the assessor, setting the land value at 126,000, the improvement value at 784,000, for a total fair market value of 910,000.
All right, we have a motion. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank both of y'all for coming in.
Apologize, commissioners. They had a question about taxes being already paid in the reimbursement process.
That's usually a question most taxpayers have. So, okay. All right. We'll now move on to the appeal of Subu.2 LLC versus Assessor Errol Williams and the Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 22-22177-001. I'm assuming the taxpayer is not here, not present. All right, Mr. Alvarez, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Commissioners. Russell Almaraz for the Orleans Parish Assessor's Office. I was not able to speak to the taxpayer to make any kind of agreement with them. The issue is the property on Burdette Street is our value that was upheld by the Board of Review at, well, I'm sorry, that was set at a little bit lower than our value at $1,795,200, is in essence very close to the tax commission's appraisal value. The only thing that I would add is the taxpayer took out a mortgage on the property for $2 million at June 21st, 2022. So we would ask the commission to uphold the Board of Review's value since it's almost identical to the tax commission appraisal value.
You know, we don't have any information on that loan with the bank, so we don't know what other terms or
Yes, sir.
assets.
There
are-
was some kind of issue. I had sent the documentation over, but it didn't come through. So I'm just giving oral testimony. Nothing was sent to you for that. I don't have anything to give you in specifics as far as the terms of the loan. We could live with the tax commission's appraisal value. We're just asking in light of that, the information that we found to uphold the parish board review. But if the commission sets it at the appraisal value, it's not an issue with the assessor's office. They're, like I said before, they're pretty much in the same ballpark.
Okay. All right, well, let's hear from our appraiser on this property.
Good morning, Commissioners. I apologize. I'm having some technical difficulties with the video, but I can hear you guys well, and I hope you can hear me. So we conducted an appraisal of the property, a physical inspection on December 7th, 2022. of the property at 725 Burdette Street. Was able to identify 3 current and proximate sales in the subject segment of the Uptown New Orleans market. The sales bracket at the subject property in terms of site size and GLA as well as condition. They adjusted out, and all 3 are in support of a $1,700,000 fair market value.
Well, the testimony about the $2 million loan obviously gives me a little pause, but we really don't have any information about the loan. Don't know what the terms are, don't know possibly if other property was pledged on the loan or what have you. So, I'm inclined to,
If I may, Mr. Shardy?
yes,
The only other thing in all openness about the loan is from 2022, so it would in fact be post reappraisal date. So I just wanted to let you know that as well.
okay. All right, well, I don't know what the pleasure of the commission is. We want to uphold our staff appraisal. The border review value is not that far off. It's $95,000 off, but I'm certainly amenable to whatever the commission wants to do.
I think if the assessor's office is fine with the LTC staff appraisal, I'm prepared to make a motion.
All right, we'll go ahead.
I would move on docket 22-22177-001 that we affirm the LTC staff appraisal, set land value at $198,100, improvement value of $1,501,900, or a total fair market value of $1,700,000.
All right, we have a motion. Is there any objection to the motion? There being no objection to the motion, the motion stands adopted. All right, I believe that clears the docket for today. All right, very well. Our docket is cleared for today. I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, I move adjournment.
We have a motion to adjourn. Is there any objection to that motion? There being no objection to the motion stands adopted.
Thanks, Nicole. Thanks, Danny.
You're welcome. Y'all have a nice day.